It's lecture 3, guys, of the book The 100 Endgames You Must Know by Jesus de la Villa. We have already done 5 endgames. Today we're gonna do endgame 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's going to be about rook versus minor piece, so rook versus bishop, and then rook versus knight. It's very beneficial for you guys. It's gonna be a little bit heavy, but you are going out happy from this lecture, hopefully. And also, I want to make something clear. Don't worry about me starting a book and not finishing it. So I have another book that I'm explaining. It's called How to Reassess Your Chess by Jeremy Silman. If you're gonna go ahead and also watch that very beneficial book, I'm gonna leave it up there. It should pop up now. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna finish everything. Don't worry about that. I have already done 7 lectures or 8 lectures in that book, and I'm coming back to it. I just need to see more encouragement by you guys because I like chess and I'm reading these books for me, but I also want you guys to get a better elo. Uh, yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and start with the sixth endgame. Here we have a rook versus a bishop for black. And this is actually a lost endgame for black. Um, First of all, if you want to try to defend these types of positions, you have to get your king to this white square, this corner square. How to know that? Which square? Like, it depends on the bishop that you have. Here you have a dark square bishop, so you have to put your king on the light square corner, and then try to bring your bishop here, and you're gonna try to bring it up forward and back here around the king, so that the rook can never harass you and checkmate you. But in this position, the king is in the bad corner, so he's in the dark square corner, same square as his bishop, the same color as his bishop, sorry. And here white has a mate in 19. The way to go about it, if you're with the white pieces, is first of all to try to get the bishop out of these squares. You have to try to get the bishop out of the squares that are behind your king and behind your rook, and try to get him in this territory. All of this territory is where the black bishop should be. So what to do here is you play f1. The bishop should run, so he tries to stay in that territory that we don't want it to be there. So we harass him again, he runs again, we harass him again. Once he goes to h2, we go up, and we're literally kicking him out from all of these squares. So he has to go to the other part of the board. And of course, it's not always like this, but you're gonna understand the goal. The goal behind this is to ultimately force your opponent to either give away the bishop or get checkmated. And in either ways, he's gonna lose. So after that, the bishop is going to the middle of the board. And at that point, you are going to move your rook so that you're threatening to take the bishop, but you're also threatening checkmate. So d2 is threatening to take the bishop, and it's also threatening checkmate. Well, here I know what you're saying. He has this move. He can play this move. But wait a minute. Let me. Hmm? Okay, let me go back. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, as we say, we harass the bishop to the middle of the board. Then, after we do this, he can go here. I know. He can go here and ultimately save the position, as they say. But you just keep harassing him. You go here, then he goes here, and then you harass him again, and you try to get your rook working and trying to always attack the bishop and also threaten checkmate until black here it's actually mate in 15. I'm not going to show the whole sequence, but you try to keep harassing the bishop until the bishop goes to f8. Once the bishop goes to f8, you simply slide your rook to d8, and it's over. It's mate in 1, because the king is gonna go to the corner. It's Zugzwang. Black doesn't have any other option. And then you take and it's checkmate. So the goal, because you're not gonna get this exact position. If you have a rook and your opponent has the bishop, what are the key things that you have to remember? First, you have to force his king to the corner with the square of the same color as his bishop. Here, dark square bishop, force him to the dark square corner. And then you're gonna prevent his bishop from being behind our king and our rook. You're gonna force it to the other part of the board, and once you do that, you're gonna keep harassing him. You're gonna keep harassing that bishop. If you move, I'm gonna checkmate you, and there he has only few options to defend this square, and you keep harassing again and again until you get the rook close enough and you checkmate him. And if he goes to f8, you have to remember that you have to slide your rook to the last file, and you end the game basically. That to the last row, sorry, not the last file. Okay, so basically I want you to understand which corner and then how to harass the bishop, and then you win the game. Now, is a rook versus bishop endgame always lost? No, you can save it. How? This is how. Wait a second. Okay, this is the position that we have now. So here you are with the black pieces, okay? You're playing with the black pieces, and as you can see, your king is in the right square. We want him in the color of the square that is opposite to our bishop. Why? So that we can bring our bishop here, and our bishop can act as a fortress. It always defends the king by going up and forward from h7 to g8. So it's blocking the check of the rook. So here what to do? Okay, white goes ahead and attacks our bishop. Also, he's threatening this checkmate. So what do? We simply slide the bishop up. We keep him on the right diagonal, which is the diagonal from a2 to g8. Again, he harasses again, no problem. Even if he went here, no problem. And what happens is, next is that after the check, we bring back the bishop. We simply bring back the bishop and we defend everything. And here white doesn't have a lot of options. So if white slides, for example, the king here, it's stalemate. It's a draw because we cannot move any piece. If he moves the rook on any square, these squares, also it's a draw because we have no moves. Okay? For example, if white tries, for example, to go, let's say, up the board here, right? We just go here with the bishop, for example. Go here with the bishop, and we wait. We simply wait. He's gonna give the check, for example. Just move here, check again, we just move here, and then we try to go back to the corner, and then we try to keep this bishop in this diagonal, right? Or this diagonal even sometimes, but the idea is you keep defending until you reach the 50 move rule, and it's a draw. How to get the draw again? If you have the bishop and he has the rook, you have to go to the right corner. Once you went to the right corner, you just defend, and just be a bit careful, okay? It's not a big deal if you go to the right corner and you put your bishop on the right diagonal. So I hope this is clear. I don't know how to make it more clear. I think that's clear enough. So we're gonna move to the next one. Okay, this position is an example of a game where it should be a draw. So this position should be a draw because wait, Let's go back. This position should be a draw. Why? Because the king is close enough to the right corner, and our bishop is also in the right diagonal. So here it's black to move, and black simply runs away and keeps the bishop on the right square, keeps the king in the right corner. White will try, of course, to harass it, so it's threatening to take and also threatening to check our king. So we simply move back and we wait. Here, white gives a check, and it's nothing because we could run away with our king. So we run away with the king, and basically that's it. You run away with the king and you win the game, right? If he gives a check again here, um, you can go back here. And if he goes here, trying to checkmate, you run to the corner. So I hope the idea is clear. Uh, exactly. So let's say I'm white and I'm trying to checkmate the black king. Um, let me think of something. Let me check. Okay, the king goes there. Let me check again. I block with the bishop. Let me see win a tempo. Let me go here. Here it's check. So what you're gonna do with the king, let's say you go here. He goes back to the right diagonal. You'll probably, when it's possible, go back with the king to this corner or maybe to this corner. And it's still a draw. Okay? I'm playing against a supercomputer here. A supercomputer is trying to defend with the black pieces. So I'm trying to show you guys that it's basically a draw. Even the bar is saying draw, of course. So let's say I go here. Okay, right diagonals, right? This is where this bishop should be. And then, okay, I'll give a check. Let me go here, for example. Let me give the check. Let me give the check. If I take the bishop, of course, it's a draw. Let me get closer with my king. What is black trying to do? What is this 3200 ELO supercomputer trying to do? He's trying to go to the corner, to the right corner. When you're kicked from a corner, you go to the other corner. That is the right corner. So on the chessboard, you have this corner or this corner. If your bishop was on the dark squares, you have this corner and this corner. I think it's easy enough for you guys to see. Let's say here, blocks. It's very simple. It can be frustrating, but remember there is a rule in chess and also in chess.com, which is if there are more than 50 moves with no moves of the pawns, it's a draw. You also have a very big chance here to have a repetition 3 times. So if you have the bishop now, you have a great idea of how to defend against the rook. Next, we're gonna go ahead and see um, the knight. Okay, how to play with the knight. So this is actually uh, an end game of a knight versus a rook, and this is a draw. This is a theoretical draw, but it's very easy for white to lose this game. And I'm gonna show you guys how to preserve that draw. First of all, if you have a knight versus a rook, your knight has to always be close to your king. That's the first rule. Second, do not go with the knight and the king to the corner, any corner, because if you put your knight in the corner, it's no longer strong. It's gonna fall and it's gonna be checkmated. You're gonna be checkmated in a few moves. So here you're not in a corner, but black will try to push you to a corner. If you play the right moves, it's gonna be a draw. If you get your knight away from your king, it's also gonna be an easy win from him. Always keep the knight very tight close to your king. So here it's white to move. The best move is to get the check on f2. Black tries to checkmate with this move, but it's not because we can always block the check. So yeah, we go give the check, always give the check to the king if possible. The king runs away. We try to harass the rook. The rook tries to harass us. We go back. This is very important. We go back close to the king. We don't run away, right? We don't run away. So we go here. He gives the check. Okay, we run away. He tries to checkmate us. He's trying to checkmate us because this is checkmate. So what do? We simply go back close to the knight. That's the only move. And if he tries to give the check here, what the fuck? Sorry guys. Yeah, so this is a draw because you never got your knight away from your king, and you never went to the corner with your knight and king. Uh, Again, this is... See, this move to d1 is very crucial. I want to show you an example of us not going to d1. I think this is how it... Okay, there you go. So after this same exact sequence happens, if here we go to d5, if here we go to d5 and separate our knights from our king, it's a mistake. Now black will probably win. How? He's gonna isolate the knight and stop him from being able to jump anywhere by blocking him with the rook until he can capture it. So we're gonna isolate the knight. Why this move? Because we are stopping the knight from jumping here and here and here. He can still jump here, but it's gonna get away more from the king, and that's the point. So these are all the squares that the knight can jump to, but we're restricting its movement. So these are the 8 squares, but he cannot jump to many of them. He cannot jump to this one, not to this one, not to this one, not to this one. So he has to go this direction or this direction. And yeah, he tries to run away, but we're gonna keep shrinking his choices. He cannot jump to any of these squares, so he tries to run away. Again, we try to shrink its choices. He tries, but we keep pushing, we keep pushing, we keep pushing, and here he has no squares. The knight has no squares here. It's over. It's GG's for the knight, and we won the game. And here we just take, for example, let's say here, just take. What is the crucial mistake that white made here? He separated the knight from his king. I think this is clear enough. So yeah. Now I'm gonna show you guys that whenever you put your king and your knight in the corner against a rook, you're lost. You're 100% lost. There isn't even 1 gram of hope for you guys, or you can maybe wait for your opponent to make a mistake. You cannot wait for him to make a mistake. It's very straightforward. It's a loss. And here's an example. You have the white pieces here, and you're trapped in the corner. You can go there, but I can literally take the knight and end the game, or I can give the check, or I can do this move and you cannot go here, and that's your only move. So even if you do it, I take and I checkmate. Sorry, I can take or I can checkmate. Both work very well, but The faster one is to checkmate. See? You have no moves. What would you play as white here? If you go here, I will simply take. You go here and then checkmate. So you have no choice here. So here you could have, you have saved actually. You're supposed to save this. Why? Because your king and knight are not in the corner. Alright? And they're close to each other. But here you have no chance. Whatever you do, I will checkmate you. And it's not the composition. It's not because the king is in the corner square. It could be that the knight is in the corner square. Like here, for example. Like here, what are you going to do as white? It's black to move. What are you going to do? Okay, black here wasn't checked, so he moves the king, very easy. Then what are you going to do? As white, if you move the knight here, I'm gonna take it. If you move it here, I'm gonna take it with the rook. And these are the only two squares possible for the knight. As you decide to move the king, it's even worse for you. It's checkmate in one. You have only this square for the king, and then you go checkmate. So never, never, never put your king and knight in a corner against the rook. You always try to stay in the middle of the board, and you always try to keep the knight close to your king. So yeah, these are the endgames 6, 7, 8, and 9. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, the like, the subscribe, send this playlist to your friend who's always talking about chess. And I will see you guys very, very soon with more lectures to come. I just have some exams now, but once I finish the exams in 1 week, I'm gonna destroy the YouTube algorithm with endless videos, and you guys will reach the 2000 elo with me. That's it. See you next time. Ciao.